Hey, this is Chadillac, and you're here with the Cage Rage podcast. We're talking wage rage. I'm here with my fight aficionado, boxing expert, and your bet analyst that's going to tell you how to make a lot of money and take it home, stick it in your pocket, stick it in your piggy bank, or buy your girlfriend a lovely diamond ring if you want to. Ask her to marry you this weekend. Whatever you want to do, Scotty's going to tell you how to do it through boxing and how to bet. Scotty, listen, we've got the MGM Grand, Las Vegas, Saturday night, the 19th. Showtime is bringing it to you on pay-per-view. Pacquiao and Broner. It's finally going to happen. We're going to start with, we've got three fights we're going to run over. Plus, we've got a really interesting cut on the dog fight for you this one. So, talk to me about the bantamweight fight. What's our first fight? 12 rounds of bantamweight.
This is an interesting fight. We got Rau'Shee Warren coming in at 16-2, only 4 knockouts, plus 480 underdog. Nordine Oubaali is a negative 750 favorite, 14-0 with 11 knockouts. Now, here's the interesting thing on this. This has happened recently. We talked about the HBO boxing with Breakus. She had already fought 3 times the opponent before and beat her. In MMA, it happened recently as well. In MMA,
Jacek.
I'm sorry, I can't remember who.
Joanna Jacek.
JJ stepped up.
Yep.
They had fought 3 times previously, and so the winner of those matters, okay? 2012 Olympic opponents, Oubaali won that fight. Oubaali's the favorite. Oubaali is 14-0 with 11 knockouts. Rau'Shee Warren, fun to watch fighter, has some fundamental issues. Going to lose this fight. Oubaali by decision. Stay there, don't bet it.
Okay, so stay away from that one. We move on up. We've got a light heavyweight fight, also a 12-round fight. So we've got some real big heavy hitters on this fight card. 12-round fight. Marcus Browne and Badou Jack, who's got an interesting name as well. Take us through that one, Scotty.
Yeah, Badou Johannes Gabriel Jack. He's Swedish, so the Johannes is really bringing on that Swedish part of his background. Badou Jack's been in some great fights with the Donna Stevenson and whatnot. 22-1 and 3 draws. We're going to get back to that. 13 knockouts. Whereas Marcus Browne is a plus 155, 22-0, 16 knockouts. Last few opponents for Marcus Browne, 18-1, 17-1, 28-0, 20-2, and 21-0.
Wow.
So these are some good, high-quality opponents fighting out of Montreal, a lot of these fights. There's some tough fighters up there. Marcus Browne has been paying his dues. So I'm actually going to call this one as an upset and call it for Marcus Browne at a plus 155. And again, we picked Caleb Plant last week. He was a plus 150, but he was a good bet because I thought he was going to win. Sometimes we wait for a plus 500 on a guy who could win because it's fun to bet and make that money. On this one, I think Brown's probably going to win this one, even as the underdog. So I would pick that as the plus 155, and we got some stuff to come back to on that one later. But right now, we got the main event.
Yeah, so stick around. We'll get back to that one. We got the main event with the welterweights, 12 rounds. Adrien Broner and the Pac-Man, Manny Pacquiao. What's going to happen with that? Tell me what's up, Scotty. What are you calling?
Pac-Man 60-7 with 39 knockouts. He is 40 years old, just turned 40 in December. He's a negative 320 favorite. Broner is a plus 260 underdog. 33, 3-1 with 24 knockouts for Broner. Here's what I think's going to happen.
Hey, Scotty, let me interrupt
Broner
you.
has been beat.
Let me interrupt you on that.
Yes,
why do I feel like that's so far off for Broner?
Well, because here's why. Because of that 33 that he's won, you can really go down that list. And this was a manufactured record.
Fair enough.
I mean, he fought some real bump. Everybody fights guys that aren't great when they start out.
Course,
yes, I get that. I understand. Not everybody, not Lomachenko, but a lot of people fight. Look, he fought a lot of bums.
Okay, fair enough.
You want to know who he fought who wasn't a bum? Here's who he fought who wasn't a bum. Mikey Garcia, Sean Porter,
wow,
and Marcos Maidana. That's who he fought that was. He lost to all 3 of them.
Gotcha.
That tells you. So what's going to happen? Pacquiao by decision. And so the fourth guy that Adrien fought that wasn't a bum is going to beat him. That's what's going to happen.
Okay, so tell me this. Do you bet anything on this? What happens with this? Is it even worth trying to bet an odds on that? Where do you find yourself with your pocketbook on that?
I leave that fight alone. I mean, I think Pacquiao's going to win, and he's a negative 320. So why waste $320 to try and win 100?
Agreed.
Just enjoy that fight, especially because I got a bet that can win you $3,000, and I'm pretty sure about it.
Hey, let's get right to that because we hear the puppies barking. We got something weird going on. Take us through this. We're on our 6 minutes, so we know we got to run on this. But this gets complicated, so it's worth it. Stick with us for 2 minutes and let Scotty tell you about this. Run him through it, Scotty.
So here it is. Badou Jack, big name. He's fought some people, Adonis Stevenson and others. So the betting line, people are going to put their money on him. The folks that aren't following this show, the folks that don't follow boxing too much, they're going to put their money on Badou Jack because his well-known name, Marcus Browne, is not. So that plus 155 for Marcus will probably go up. It doesn't mean he's a worse boxer. It means people are putting their money on Badou Jack. Now, here's the key. Badou Jack, 22-1-3. Yeah, 3 draws. Now, 2 of his last 3 fights have been draws. He's the type of fighter, he's polarizing to the judges. Some judges might like that he hits heavy every once in a while. Other judges thinks he gets hit too much. Quantity versus power. So he wins some rounds, he takes some rounds off. He's the type of fighter that lends himself to a lot of draws. And because he's the favorite, judges might look at that as well. So I'm actually saying bet this one for the draw. It's about a plus 2,500 or plus, so your $100 is going to make you about $3,000 on the draw for $100. Now, I also say, as I said earlier, I'm calling Browne for the upset. You can go ahead and bet Browne to win and bet the draw, but you do it with 2 different casinos. If the casino doesn't offer a draw bet, and there is a draw, they give you your money back for Marcus Browne. So take your money back and win the draw for $3,000. It's a beautiful thing. It's a fun hedge. You get a rebate on one, or if he wins, then you still get the plus 155, and you've covered the draw bet that could have made you the $3,000. So you cover yourself. Either Marcus wins or you win the draw bet, and you actually get your money back from betting on Marcus. Now, if Badou Jack wins, send me an email and throw some cuss words in. I understand. But I'm calling the draw on this one for the big money and Marcus Browne for the win.
Hey, and while we're at it, I'm just going to remind everybody right now, on last year, Scott's record is 47-2-1. That's something to think about when you actually bet on Badou Jack and Marcus Browne. So keep that in mind as well. I know that's a little complicated. We've been a little bit over on this one. Hey, if you like what we do, tell somebody else. If you don't, tell us so we can fix it. Anything before we sign off on this one, Scotty?
Hey, enjoy the fights this weekend. A lot of good ones, brother. I'll be watching it. Hope all our viewers are. Thanks for joining us again on Wage Rage.
Wage Rage. Namaste.
Get stuck to the bottom of a gorilla's ball sack. That's what he is.
Mayweather, we love you. Floyd, you piece of dog shit.
Come at me, bro.
Come at me, bro. Come at me. I train UFC. What's up, man?